In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to properly install wheel spacers or wheel adapters. I picked up this set from my Ram 1500. Here's some information. I'll flip it around for you. There's your part number. I'll leave in the video description a link to where I purchased these from. I'm going to be installing them on a Ram 1500, 5th gen, 2021 model. As you can see, I already have oversized tires, which are 305, 45, 22. You can see they're still flush with the body. Doesn't stick out at all. There's the fender, and there's the wheel, okay? They sit pretty much even with the fender, and I want them to poke out more than what they are there, okay? You can see here. Pretty much flush with the fender, okay? Neither one sticks out at all. They're pretty lined up, even with the fender. I don't have fender flares. These are OEM. There's a Laramie edition. So, tools needed. Impact gun if you have. If not, you can do it with a ratchet. Pry bar, just because I need it for my tires. You're gonna need a torque wrench, sockets for the adapter, and your lug nuts. You're gonna need never seize. You're gonna need thread locker, and you will be needing a jack, okay? First thing you want to do is jack up your truck, car, whatever you have. Jack it up, pull your tire off. The Ram 1500 has 7/8 socket you're gonna need. Now, if you have an older car or you have a lot of rust buildup on the rotor, this is where the tire bolts on, you're gonna want to clean this real good. Get a steel bristle brush, scrape off all your rust or anything that builds up over here. If you have clips that mount to hold on the factory, they put clips around your lug nuts to hold the rotor straight up. Take those off. It has to be perfectly flat, okay? If you have this type of thing that holds it in, don't worry about that because it's sunken in. It's flush. So you can clean this real good. Brake clean, steel bristle brush. You're gonna start off by removing your lug nuts. They come mounted to your spacer. Now, if you live in a climate where you get rust, build up, humid, you got winter salt weather that gets everything rusted out, you're gonna wanna do this step. Also, if you ever wanna take off your spacer to do a brake job or anything that requires removing this, you're gonna wanna do what I'm showing here, okay? Not needed, but it makes the job a whole lot easier, okay? You're gonna wanna put never seize, got the silver stuff here, or you can buy the never seize that's copper, it doesn't matter, okay? You're gonna wanna coat where the wheel surface will mate with the spacer, okay? Anytime you have two different metals that come in contact, you have a chance of oxidation. So this will prevent the spacer from fusing to your wheel, and you're gonna do the same thing on the back to prevent the spacer from fusing to your rotor. You don't do this, it might come out, it might not, but this is definitely prevent it from staying on and locking on and giving you hell to get it off. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is coat only the surface where the wheel will contact the spacer. Not the lug nuts, not the threads of this. Never seize on the studs. Okay, that's coated. Grab it by your threads, flip it over. Same thing, coat the whole back of the wheel spacer. A lot of people don't do this, and when it comes time to do a brake job, and you can't get your rotor off and this fuses to itself, you're gonna be in for a little headache there. This here does not make the wheel looser, it doesn't do anything dangerous. This is just preventive maintenance for the future, okay? For your future brake job. When you're doing wheel spacer, it doesn't hurt. Check the condition of your brakes at the same time. Very light film. You don't want no heavy globs or nothing like that. And once you bolt it down, there's no chance of dirt getting behind it and sticking to this like people might want to say. Once it's bolted down good, okay? Now let me explain to you what Hubcentric is. This here poking out is your hub, your wheel hub. They have spacers that come with a big circle in here, which won't let the spacer to ride on the hub, okay? The wheel spacer is Hubcentric, so it will allow the spacer to ride over the hub, like so. Okay? If you look inside there, you can see that basically this is taking all the weight off of the studs, the wheel studs, and it's spreading it out over your hub and the studs. So it's just not holding all the pressure on just the studs alone. You can see it has a little bit of play in here, side to side. Once you bolt that in, it becomes one unit, okay? And as you can see on the outside, you still get the same Hubcentric ring that goes around here, okay? So when you bolt your wheel on, it's still using the same thing as if you never had a spacer to begin with, okay? That's the difference between Hubcentric and non-Hubcentric. So whenever you buy spacers, you always want Hubcentric rings. Don't go for the universal joints that this right here, this ring will be sitting over it like this and not even contacting your hub. If your wheel spacers do not come with thread locker, this is permanent thread locker. They sell blue and they sell red, which is permanent. If the instruction sheets say don't add it, then don't add it. If they don't say to add it or not add it, add it. That makes sense, okay? You're gonna take your thread locker, open it up, and you're gonna put a bead from the rotor to the tip. And you can do that for each one of your studs. Why? Because you don't want these things coming off. And once you torque them down, you want them to stay locked in. If you have to do a brake job, you'll be able to get it off with a ratchet. It just takes a little bit extra effort, so it's not so permanent that it will never come off. And if anything, you can get a little heat on it and it'll break them free. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is take your spacer and just put it on over your plug nuts, like so. You're gonna take the nuts that come with the spacer and you're gonna start bolting them on, okay? And anytime you bolt any lug nuts, tires, anything to your car, spacers or tires, you wanna go in a star-shaped pattern. So you're gonna start at the bottom, come straight up opposite. Go to the right, go to the left. Go to the right, go to the left. Okay, you're gonna do that pattern when you bolt the spacers on and when you bolt on tires, okay? Take your socket, put your lug nut in there that came with the spacer. You catch them all finger tight first. Being that I'm on the rear axle of a truck, I don't need anyone to step on the brake. The axle ain't gonna spin, okay? If you're working on the front, you might need someone to step on the brakes to lock it from spinning while you torque these down the specs. I have being that this is a 21 Ram 1500, I'm gonna torque all these down to 130 foot-pounds each lug nut. So these 130, when you put the tire on, 130. Now you're gonna take, if you have an impact gun, and gently tighten them on, okay? You're not trying to over torque it right now. You're just getting it caught up. Okay?
Star-shaped pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Leave your socket in there, get your torque wrench. I have it set, like I said, 130. Now come around again, you can go around. Verify they're all 130, nothing loosened up on you.
You didn't miss anything?
your tire, pop it back on. Take your original lug nuts, start them all by hand, hit it with the gun to seat it, torque them down, drop it down, okay? And if you ever put a extension between your torque wrench and your socket, you're gonna throw off your numbers. You want the socket exactly on the torque wrench, 130. One thing to note, you're gonna drive this 50 to 100 miles. Pull your tires back off and check that your nuts on your wheel spacer still locked down at 130 pounds. Put your tire back on, torque it down to 130 pounds. Always check 50 to 100 miles to make sure nothing loosened up. If it didn't loosen up, you're good to go. This is what you're gonna get when it's all said and done. Front to back. Okay. Top down is what you're gonna get. Coming down the side. Coming down the side. Nice. That's the way it should have came from the factory. For the money we spend on these trucks, we want them to look like trucks, sound like trucks, be like trucks. Hope that video helped you. Questions, comments, leave them below. I get back to everyone. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up. The more the better. Let's grow this channel and make it something big. Take care, fellas.